Hello everyone, welcome back to Talking Reds. This is another episode of Talking Stats. In this episode, we're going to be looking at strikers. We're going to look at specifically Darwin Nunez and how he compares to the other strikers in the league in terms of stats and what attacking stats they provide up for us with our friends at Data MB providing the stats as always they do. And I'm going to make my opinion on Darwin Nunez as well and whether we do need a striker next summer or whether we need a striker next year to come in and give us something different. I'll give my opinion at the end, based on stats and based on what I see myself as well on the pitch. Do the stats back up what we are seeing right now? Is the rightful criticism as Nunez? Does stats back it up? We're going to find out in this episode right now on whether it does or not. And we're going to compare it to other players as well. So the players that I've compared him to, Nunez is Alexander Isak at Newcastle, Ollie Watkins, Erling Haaland, Haaland at Manchester United, Nicholas Jackson, Solanke, Chris Wood, and Kai Havertz. So either top strikers up there or the strikers that played in the striking position in those top teams as well. Like Havertz, for example, he's not really a striker, but he's playing for Arsenal, who's in and around us. Chris Wood, obviously, is top striker right now. Ollie Watkins is top striker. Haaland again. I've even put Rasmus Haaland in there just to show you the stats of Nunez comparing to someone like that in a poor Man United team. So it's quite interesting to see from the research I've done. It's very, very interesting on those terms. So we're going to start with. So if you haven't watched Talking Stats before, it's attacking stats are broken down into certain sections. So the first section is going to be passes received. So passes received from their teammates. Aerial duel percentage, non-penalty goals. So goals scored that are not penalties, obviously. Expected goals, which is an interesting one. Passes played into the penalty area from the player himself. Expected assists, which is another interesting one, especially if he's not going to get the goals, he's got to get some sort of creativity, which does say a lot about attackers. And offense actions as well, offensive or attacking actions from the player. So this is broken down to percentile, it's broken down into percentile across the top 7 leagues. So this percentile will be based on where they lie in the top 7 leagues within all forwards of the top 7 leagues, not just strikers. I mean, all forwards in terms of wingers as well. So just attackers mainly. But these are just going to be compared to the strikers that I've written down the thing. So there's 9 strikers altogether, one of them including Darwin Nunez. So we're going to start with Darwin Nunez, obviously. So we're going to start with passing received. What percentile passing received that Darwin Nunez is given to by his teammates, which is quite interesting if you look at the whole stats as well, because it is quite high in terms of Nunez, which is expected. He will get a lot of the ball because he's playing for a team that dominates the ball. He's playing a team that's going to get more of the ball. For example, I'll show you here as well, and he's always in and around the box to get the ball anyway. So he's 45 percentile on that. Really interesting one. The only one that really, the two that beat him really in terms of passing received is Isak at 47.8 and Havertz at 74.7, which is really, really high, by the way, for Havertz. But again, Havertz is playing that sort of Firmino role, which is going to get more of the ball. And again, that's more of the role as well than the player. Although, actually, thinking about it, Jackson beats him as well. He's 46.5 for Jackson. So it's just quite slightly high. But Jackson does get involved in just the play as well as he's starting to score goals, but he's getting involved in more of the play as well, Jackson. But, and a very, very interesting one, actually. Erling Haaland's 8.6. 8.6, which is very, very low. But it just shows you how much he doesn't get the ball in a game. Again, that's down to Pep Guardiola and his tactics. Pass, all around the box. Go for everyone else but Haaland. Haaland's the finishing touch. And that's how Pep plays. And the passing percentage there, the passing percentile there, absolutely says what Haaland's role is in that team. It's just the cherry on the top. It's just the tap, not the tap. It doesn't score all tappings, but he is the end product. He's just there just to score goals and nothing else. And I think Haaland's stats, looking at Haaland's stats now, it does absolutely say that. You know, he's there just to score goals. 8.6 percentile in the top 7 leagues is quite mad. for a player that, especially in a team that dominates the ball, he hardly gets the ball passed to him. So, but yeah, I think it's about average for Nunez, 45% percentile. I think very average. Does get the pass received quite a lot, really, from Liverpool, but not as much. It's not used as much as someone like Havertz, for example. And again, Chris Woods is 24.1, which again is a bit like Haaland, where he is just the end product, I'd say. So he's not really involved in the build-up play as much. Same with Solanke is 33.1, but that's more the tactics of the team rather than play himself. So we like to get our attackers involved. We like to get our strikers involved, especially with like Firmino being before Nunez. We're not playing the Firmino role, but we still like to get our attackers involved. And Nunez comes back into defence, doesn't he? So he's going to get involved in more of the passing as well. So yeah, I don't think that says much about in terms of does it look bad on Nunez or anything. I think it looks more. I think the passive receives look more on the team, how the team play. If I'm very honest with you. So going on to aerial duels, this is obviously winning the ball in the air, whether from corners, whether from long balls from over the top from the keepers, goal kicks, or from like free kicks, dangerous free kicks and things like that. So where does Darwin Nunez lie on that? So he is actually on the 42 percentile, which is, again, I'd say average. Haaland, so it's pretty much winning what half his duels in the air. Haaland is 83.3, which is pretty much what you expect from Haaland. Is a very powerful, attacking sort of minded. What I mean by attacking minded is he attacks the ball in the air, and that's what you want to see from your striker. And that's what I want to see more from Nunez. If I had to criticise this in terms of aerial duels, he's quite a tall lad. He does like getting physical, so he should be winning more aerial duels in this. And obviously, he's going up against some tough defenders in the league, and defenders come for this. But you got to think about Liverpool and corners as well, and dangerous free kicks. Those main defenders, those aerial defenders for teams, are looking after Konate, Van Dijk, and Gomez, and these, our tall centre backs in corners and things like that. So Nunez shouldn't really have too much to go against in terms of that. Say for example, we play at Arsenal. Just an example. Van Dijk's going to be marked by Gabriel. Konate's going to be backed by Saliba. You know what I'm saying? So, and Nunez is going to be marked by someone like Ben White. So he should be winning more. I think he should be winning more aerial duels, just because I think he won't be matched by the main guys in the air, especially when he likes to get himself involved, and he is a tall lad, so and he should be able to get a higher success rate on that. So looking at other people as well, Isak and Haaland are very, very low, 9.8 for Isak and 9 for Haaland. But I think, again, that comes down to tactics, I'd like to say. Man United is shit anyway. I don't think they don't really put much crosses into the box. Again, with Newcastle, they don't seem to do crossing into the box. You saw against us the other night, we saw Anthony Gordon and Jacob Murphy, and they like to cut inside a lot. They like to play off the striker rather than getting involved in the box. I'm expecting to see this. I haven't looked fully yet into Havertz, but I'm expecting to see pretty much an average one around Nunez's one, because he's not amazing in the air, but Arsenal like to go off in the air. And exactly what I said there, Havertz is 46.5, which is better than Nunez. And you wouldn't really think Havertz has a better aerial duel than Nunez, but it does according to the stats. But again, Arsenal like to play for corners. Arsenal like to play for set pieces. So he's going to get more chance of doing that, but he's winning more success on that, which is quite... Just say it's not. I don't think it's good for Nunez, because Havertz is a tall player, but he's not physical. He's not known for going up for an header and things like that. He's more like ball control, getting the ball to the feet, and so I think Havertz should be. I think Nunez should be above Havertz, if I'm honest, but he's not, which is quite not worrying. But like, come on, sort it out a little bit. Solanke is 53.5, which is again above average. But Solanke, again, this is what he does. He likes to win balls in the air. One thing I'm surprised at is Chris Woods, because apart from Haaland and Watkins, not Haaland and Watkins, Haaland and Isak, Chris Woods actually got the worst aerial duel success, which is 32.7, especially when he's a target man and he does win a lot of headers to lead to goals. So I think that just says a lot about Chris Wood. When he does win the headers, it makes them count, because he is known to score headers and get shots on the target from a header. So he's not winning as much aerial success as the others, apart from like Haaland and Isak. But when he does win the headers, it makes them count much more. He's getting his shot on target, or he's getting his headers into the net, basically. And that shows on the other stats. That's what I'm saying there. Is his goal stats are pretty good in terms of the amount of shots that he has and things like that. So moving on. So aerial duel success, Haaland has the best one by a clear distance, 83.3, and Nunez is probably average again. Average on passes received and average on aerial duel success. But I'm quite shocked at Isak's, to be honest, at 9.8. So non-penalty goals, should have gone whiz through this one, because non-penalty goals don't really matter. It's just goals that he scored that are not penalties. So Nunez is 51 percentile, Isak 64.9, Watkins 83.7, Haaland 94.7, which is crazy to say. He does get penalties. Haaland is 30.2. Jackson's 91.4, Solanke 64.9, 88.6 for Wood, and 64.9 for Havertz, which I think it's poor for Nunez, but I think that's more of his goal rate than not scoring from a penalty. It does. So it's 51 average again, pretty much average. Whether you think Nunez is an average player, stats are backing up average right now. So going on to expected goals, is what you need to look at now, where expected goals is the chances they create themselves and the chances they should be putting in. Are they getting more shots on target than off target? This is very, very telling for Darwin Nunez, by the way, in terms of stats. And looking at the stats right now, Darwin Nunez has got the worst. He's got the worst expected goals, and that says a lot about, because he is getting chances. He gets chances all the time. It says about a lot about his shooting, if I'm honest, expected goals, because also the more shots you get on target, the more better chances you get. The expected goals is going to go up, and is 29th percentile, which is shocking. If I'm absolutely honest with you, we say see people saying online and things, and Liverpool fans, and they're getting frustrated at Darwin Nunez because he missed so many chances. I said it on here. It is frustrating watching him miss so many chances, easy chances as well. They're not like they're the hard chances. A lot of 1-on-1s. He missed one the other night again. 1-on-1 against Newcastle, and it's easy chances. Like I see strikers on the Saturday league when I play on Saturday. I see strikers better finishers than Darwin Nunez. This guy's playing for Liverpool in the Premier League, which is mad. But he actually, at times, he does finish really well. Like he's on occasion where he does put a goal in, and it's a quick class finish, which is madness. He just doesn't do it enough. He's not clinical enough. So 29 percentiles is absolutely disgraceful, if I'm honest. Absolutely disgraceful. Isak is 58.4. Watkins 81.2. Very, very high for Watkins, as you expected. Class striker, very clinical striker. But Haaland's is ridiculous. 96.3 for Haaland, which says a lot about the guy. I mean, we said earlier, he ain't receiving much passes, but when he gets the ball, he fucking makes it count. That is clinical. Haaland is clinical, and his expected goals tell you exactly that. 96.3 percentile is incredible. Haaland's 35.5, which is shocking, but it's not as bad as Nunez, which I think that shows a lot. Haaland's got better expected goals than Nunez, and especially when Nunez will probably get more chances of getting better chances, if that makes sense. We'll create better chances for Nunez, more so than what Man United will create for Haaland, which is very worrying in terms of what we need. Jackson's 90.6 is really high. Solanke is 79, especially when Jackson received a lot of, bias, like not abuse, but like people laughing at him last season saying, "Oh, is this and that." Look, we've got Nunez, so who needs Jackson and stuff like that. Jackson doing it this year, so 79.2 for Solanke, 70.6 for Wood, and 50.6 for Havertz. So Havertz has got 50.6 percentiles, which is about average, but it's quite high for a player. He's not really a striker. He's higher than Haaland and higher than Nunez. But yeah, Jackson's at 90.6 is very telling to how improved Jackson has become this year. It took him and he's come from the same place that Nunez did as well, and it's in the second year he's starting to hit form. I think the Jackson form and how Jackson's been this year is very telling on Nunez, because he came from the same league, similar, from the worst team in terms of Porto were actually worse than Sporting Lisbon. Sorry, my mind about it, it's Benfica, and but Porto are actually worse than Benfica. Benfica are better than Porto, so he's come from the same league, similar sort of team, and he's improved this season in terms of goal, in terms of his all play, his play with everyone else, and Nunez hasn't, and it's his third season. So moving on then now to expected goals, obviously is very, very telling on Nunez. 29th is absolutely shocking, behind Rasmus Højlund at Man United. Is very shocking. So next one is going to be passes played into the box by the player themselves. So Nunez getting the ball, passing to someone else in the box. And I said this before when I've done the talking stats on Nunez before, and that was comparing to Welbeck when we played Brighton that time, just to show the difference in the strikers who were playing that weekend. And I said I want to see what we saw against Arsenal, the goal that Salah scored against Arsenal when Nunez cut off the defender and come out wide and cut it back. I'd love to see more of that from Nunez, because he's capable of it. His runs are fantastic, but he's not doing it. And Salah's more than capable of coming inside and doing that. And again, these stats are absolutely backing in what I'm seeing. Passing into the box by Nunez is 15.5 percentile, which as a striker, it's not going to be high. It's not going to be. You're not going to get 96 unless you play like a Firmino, for example. A Firmino was the guy that was the creator as a striker, so he's going to get high percentage on passing into the box. Is making those passes more often. It's not going to be high, but it's still shocking, I think, in terms of 15.5. Isak's 34.3. We saw that against the other night. Isak was coming back to receive the ball a lot. But the thing is, right, looking at Nunez, he actually comes back a lot. He just doesn't receive. He don't get the ball, and he don't do out with the ball from that. Like, he had the ball plenty of times in like the halfway line on against Newcastle, and he just gave the ball away. Simple passes. And this what if he's going to come back, he needs to start making these passes, better passes, and also getting more involved in the play in terms of the ball and make it count when he gets the ball. And we're not seeing that. And again, expected passes into the box. He's not doing much of it. Haaland 4.5, which I expected. He doesn't do, like I said, Haaland doesn't really do anything but score goals, and that's expected. That Højlund's 41.2, which is quite high. Watkins 14.3, but Watkins again is another player that's not really expected to come back. He doesn't drop back into the play. To say how Liverpool play, this is what I'm disappointed about Nunez's stats in terms of this, because we play to where it's not relied on the striker to be the end product. Salah's the end product. Diaz's the end product. Gakpo's the end product as well. So his passing stats should be higher, because he's not expected to be the end product. He's not doing tap-ins like other people. He's getting back and stuff. So passing to the box, Jackson 26.7, solanke 72.7, which is very, very high. And again, same with Havertz and Wood's 51, and Havertz is 43.3. Wood's high. Wood's normally playing like the Haaland where he is the end product, Wood, but it's also seen as target man, that will long ball at the top and knock down from header, and that will also see as a pass into the box. A little long ball and top and like a knockdown or something like that would be seen as pass in the box. But solanke is very high as well, 72.7, which is very high passes into the box. And we see that with Tottenham now. They play as well. They play with their wingers coming in. They play pretty similar to Liverpool in terms of their wingers, a lot of their output. So that's what I'm saying about Nunez, is that passage that should be high, because our wingers are more the end product than what Nunez is in terms of getting goals. So Nunez's stats passing wise, if his goals ain't doing it, his passing stats should be higher. But it's not. It's very, very poor. Again, so talking about the passes, onto expected assists. This is based on the quality of passes by the player, and also the amount of chances they create, the key chances they create. Again, quite a worrying stat for Nunez. Very worrying. If you do like stats, if you base everything on stats, then this is very worrying. I think stats are backing up what I'm seeing on the pitch right now on Nunez, which is really unfortunate because he had potential to be a class player. But look at expected assists. So expected assists is 38% out for Nunez. And he's actually joint with Haaland on this. But bearing in mind, Haaland's passes into the box of 4.5. And bearing in mind, Haaland, his expected goals is 96.3. He's not there for assists, Haaland. He's there to score goals. But if Nunez isn't scoring goals, he should be doing something else. Creating. Or, like I said, these passing stats need to be up. If he ain't doing the goal side of things, he needs to start doing a bit more, being the last pass or creating good chances, the way Firmino did. Firmino didn't score many goals. By the way, Firmino even a better finisher than Nunez. And he wasn't known for his goals, Firmino. But what Firmino did was he got Salah the goals, he got Mane the goals, he got Coutinho the goals. So if you're not getting the goals as a striker, you need to be doing something else. You need to be the guy that's creating something. And Nunez is doing none of them. And he should be getting the goals because we sort of bought him for the goals. But he's playing. If he's playing more defensive or he's playing coming back a little bit more, then these passing stats need to be better and his expected assists must be much higher. So Isak is 77.6, Watkins 73.5. I mean, Haaland 62.9 in terms of expected assists. But other than that, they're all about average, about 50s. Solanke, Wood and havertz around 50.2 percentile in top 7 leagues. Isak's the best one, and we saw that against Newcastle the other night. He was the one that coming back, allowed Murphy and Gordon to run in behind, and he did absolutely fantastic at it. But Isak for me, looking at his stats and what I see from Isak anyway, is a proper complete striker. He's not good in the air, but he's a complete striker on the floor. Like he'll come back and sacrifice his runs to allow to Gordon and I don't know why I've forgotten his name for a second there. Barnes to run in behind, but he also can run in behind himself. He can also make them runs himself and make them count and score. And he can also score from outside the box, as we saw again the other night against us. So Nunez's stats is very, very disappointing. So we'll go into the last stats as well. See what Nunez is on this, which is offensive actions or attacking actions, which is everything from passes around the box and everything that's linked to going forward. So Nunez is 58, which is pretty decent. Half is he's in around the box a lot. He's making runs into the box. He's just not doing it with the ball, and which says a lot. Haaland is 80, which is the highest one, I think. No, I believe no, it's not the highest one. Solanke is 81.2. Wood is 16.7, which is the lowest one. But I think looking at all these stats, I think it backs up why everyone's worried about Nunez, why everyone's criticising Nunez, that we need to see more because he's down on the goal stats. His goal stats are very, very poor. He's not finishing chances. Expected goals is really low. To say he has good chances. But then whilst he's not getting the goals, whilst he's missing easy chances, he's also not getting involved in the passing play. He's not making good passes. He's not making the right passes. It's absolutely shocking, if I'm honest, looking at his stats compared to other players as well. And I'm confident comparing here to likes of Rasmus Højlund in a poor, very, very poor Man United team. I mean, the fact that he's got same expected assist to Haaland when Haaland doesn't even do that sort of thing that really assists is the end product says a lot about his overall creative play as well, really, for me. And is behind Havertz a lot in stats, and Havertz is not really a striker. So if you do like stats and you like to see what stats stack up to what you see, not with your eyes, and like I've always said, like eye tests and stats, I think they join hand in hand. You can't just be one or the other. There is a lot of people out there, stats merchants, a lot of people out there, just eye test merchants. But you just whatever you see is what you see on the pitch. The stats will back that up most of the time. That what you see. So the stats aren't lying right now in terms of Darwin Nunez, and it's not looking good. So do we need a striker next season? I think we do. I think we do. Whether we do, FSG are very, very tight. So are we going to take a loss on Nunez and sell him on? He needs to improve. He's got. I'd say he's probably got this season to show to slot. Like I have got it, but it's not looking good. It's not looking good right now. And the stats are saying that as well. So I do hope for Bayern striker next season. So we can't rely on Jota. Jota's stats will always be good anyway because he's a clinical player, but he's too injury prone, unfortunately. So yeah, my opinion is that we should be getting a striker next season, and it's a shame that we've seen this with Nunez, and what a waste really of money. I hate saying it though, I do, because I was really excited to sign Nunez. I actually wanted Nunez when we did sign him, but it seems like we just absolutely wasted that money, £85 million. And before anyone says, "Oh, Klopp got the back and you just wasted the money," that £85 million we got back, by the way, through sales. So we didn't really get much back in. We sacrificed the midfielder that season as well, a couple of midfielders that we needed, unfortunately. So yeah, the stats don't look good for Nunez, and what we're seeing on pitch don't look good either. So I'm hoping that does improve. Thank you everyone for watching. If you like this kind of video, let me know in the comments. I know a lot of people do like the Talking Stats content. One person didn't in the comments, but thank you very much for comment anyway. Whether it's negative or positive in the comments, I do appreciate the comments. Well, at least if you're going to give me a negative though, please give me a constructive criticism rather than just a criticism saying I don't like this guy. Just give me a reason why you don't like it, or why you don't like the video or the content I produce. Make sure you do like this video, subscribe to the channel, get notification bells on, content out every single day. Thank you for watching. Good night.